Baby, what we finna do?
What's going on, guys? So today we're gonna get prepped for the open and we're gonna work on our wall walks. Guys, I think I'm too old to be moving like that. That kind of hurt a little bit. Okay, maybe not for the next one. So depending on if you're doing it for the open or if you're just doing it for your regular gym every day, it's gonna change the placement of your hands. I'm a shorter athlete, so when I have to do it for the open, my hands end up having to be almost to where my face is. Whereas if I'm just doing it for regular gym hours, I always put my hands at the chest. And that's just to make it even across the playing field during the open. There's just a set measurement that everybody has to follow. So if you're starting at the open measurement, it's just gonna change where your hand placement is. All right, so if you notice while I'm on the ground, most people when they're just at the normal class times, they're gonna have their hands here or about here. It doesn't really matter if you're just doing open gym or your class schedule, but whenever you're doing the open, like I said, for me, I'm a shorter athlete, so my hands are usually around about here. And which makes it a little bit harder for me because then I have to push up in this position instead of pushing up into a normal push-up position. So just find the position that fits you. If you want to go off of open standards, then you're just going to have to go on the open.com and see exactly where the measurements are. They usually have a tape down here for I think it's 6 inches, something like that you have to go up to and tap. And then they have it out here where you have to touch when you come back down. For the first movement, what you're gonna end up doing is wherever you have your hands placed, you're going to push up, and then that first leg, I try to get it as high as I possibly can so that I'm not having to wiggle myself up the wall. So I push up, my leg's gonna go all the way up as high as I can. Then the next one meets the other one, and then my elbows are gonna be locked out. And then all I have to do is walk myself up. If I ended up not putting my leg up all the way and I ended up just getting here, you're gonna see you're not gonna be able to get your arms locked out. So you're gonna see, get here, and then you're gonna have to shuffle a bunch, and then you're gonna be getting your legs everywhere. Whereas if you meet yourself at the top and just get your leg as high as possible, you're taking away a lot of unnecessary movement in your shoulders. This movement can cause a lot of shoulder fatigue, so the less shoulder fatigue you can get, the more reps you'll be able to get in the long run. So highly recommend getting your feet as high as possible, getting those elbows locked out, and once those elbows are locked out, you're not having to push over and over again. All you have to do is just keep them palm out, and then just kind of wiggle your way back. One thing you want to make sure of, especially whenever in a class time it's not as needed, but whenever you are in the open or training for the open, you want to make sure that your fingers and everything touch where they're supposed to make sure you get a good rep. So if both my fingers don't touch that first line, they're going to call me a no rep. So make sure you get all the way back, touch the fingers to the tape. To hear them say good, you'll go back. And what you don't want to do is this. You'll be at the top, and then before you come down, what a lot of people will do, because you want to complete the rep, you have to touch the tape, come down. People will come from here, and then they'll touch the tape, and then they'll bring their knee down. Last year in the open standards, that ended up being a no rep. You want to come down, touch the tape, feet, everything touches the ground again. So make sure that everything touches the ground again before you get up and go on to the next movement. Before you even take yourself to the wall, if you're nervous about going upside down or anything like that, you can take a bench or a box out. I'd prefer y'all do a box with the 20-inch so it gives you more stability than just putting your feet on here because it can kind of shift on you. But you can go into your knees go out into like a plank position and just walk your hands back. And the further you go out, the more it's gonna be taxing on your shoulders and more work you're gonna get. If you wanna make it even more challenging, you can go into a pike position and go back and just take a few steps out. The bench moved a little bit. That's why I said a box preferably. But this is a good way to get those shoulders engaged, the lats engaged, so that you can practice walking back with it without getting the distraction of your feet having to move at the same time. All right, guys, so that was episode 4 of Bully Basics. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and follow. I'm not gonna do a backflip out of here. Can't do it, not gonna jump out of here, too old for that. But we'll see you next week. If there's anything y'all need getting prepped for the open, let us know. We're trying to do, we did the chest to bar, we did the double unders, we did wall walks because those are the most common things we see. If there's anything else y'all would like to see, let us know because we wanna help y'all get anything ready when we're going to the open. The open is in 3 more weeks, I think, at the end of February. So let's sign up, let's do it together. It'll be fun. So we'll see you next week.